Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Maidatul. Here I would like to present about foundations of English education and instruction with the title The Study of Education and its Relevance to Language Teaching. Among the disciplines we have considered the study of education. Education is a discipline is commonly divided into several sub-disciplines. There are philosophy of the education, history of education, educational psychology, educational sociology, economics of education, educational administration and organization, educational planning, comparative education, curriculum, and educational technology. For number one is philosophy of education. The most general and comprehensive view of education is offered by educational philosophy. And the next is history of education. For the first is language teaching was exposed to the influence to phonetics and linguistics, and the second is the intellectual demanding of content subjects such as history, geography, and the third is language teachers as person were often a group apart from teachers of other subjects. And the next is educational psychology. Among the disciplines making up the study at education, educational psychology is perhaps the most developed. And the next is educational sociology. As a branch of sociology, educational sociology places education as an activity and institution into a school context. For the next is economics of education. The economics of education have not been sufficiently developed to our ready-made technique to answer such question easily. But as this growing subdiscipline perfects its approach, language teaching will not drop also be considered more clearly from this perspective. And the next is educational administrations and organization. Science language teaching takes place within the framework of educational systems. It shares with other educational activities. It depends on the structures of the system and within the system upon the structure of particular institution. And then the next is educational planning. The planning process itself includes constant renewal and revision. And then the next is comparative education. Comparative education is the studies educational that institution and the value of comparative education as an approach to educational studies has been recognized for many years. Okay, for the next is curriculum. Curriculum as a field of educational studies is very new. It is particularly important for language teaching theory. And the last is educational technology. As a distinct field of educational studies, educational technology today has resulted from the school science of two major strands. For the first is the application of technological devices, in other words of gadgets in education, and the next is the development of a technology of instruction. Okay, that's all for me. I hope that my presentation is beneficial for you all. Thank you for your nice attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.